Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you how to harvest loofahs. I only have a couple ready. I have a whole lot more that are not, but I got to take these off or they will rot or get destroyed by stuff. I'm going to show you what they look like when they're ready and when they're not ready. And I got some to pull off here. Now, remember I told you that the loofahs will turn yellow and brown when they're ready? Okay. See this? It's hard to see. Okay. This feels like nothing. It's very light. It's lost a lot of its water content, and you can see it's very squishy. This is almost ready. I'm going to leave it for probably a couple more days. It looks like it's rotting. It's just fine. And when I do, I'm going to cut it off, and I'm going to let this sit in the sun. I'm going to let it sit in the sun for a whole day when it's really hot. I'm not going to touch it. The next day I'm going to peel it. But that's what they start turning like from the green. See how this one is still green? It's got a little tint of yellow. This is very heavy. I can feel it. It's extremely heavy. It's nowhere near being light. That other one was light, squishy. I can't squish this even if I tried. Nope. It's very, very hard. That one's not ready. This one, hope I don't get stung. See this one? Almost ready. See how it's rotting right there? Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. This one is almost ready. So I can see, I can squish it. It's very squishy right here, and it's starting to turn. This one won't be ready until it's completely yellow, like that one, or brown to come off. Let's see what else I can find. This, oh, I hear the bees. Don't sting me. See how this one's extremely green? No, that's just light green. No yellow. It's very hard. Not ready. So in the next couple days, I'll harvest that one off and show you how I peel it. All right. Now, you remember I showed you what they looked like a couple weeks ago, and I was waiting for them to be ready to pull off. I think this is the first one I showed you guys. Okay. See that? It is completely almost dry, very squishy, it's very light. There's no weight to it at all. And I'm going to cut this one off. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. There she blows. All right. So this is what the loofah looks like. Now I'm going to take this and put it in the sun. It's still really warm here. Even if it wasn't completely warm, as long as the sun's out, I'm going to set this in the sun for a whole day. Let it sit in the sun. I'm not going to let it get wet. When I pull them off, I don't let them get wet, but there's one loofah down. I think I have another one. Let's see. Oh, I want to say I want to cut this off. Maybe the sponge is just really big. This is a really big one. I'm going to cut it off because it's not heavy, but just feels thick. I think it's because it's a big sponge. Let's see. And get that off. There she goes. Okay. This one's not as dried as this one. This one's more, you can hear the seeds inside. This one's not as bad, but I might let this sit in the sun for 2 days. Not a big deal. You can see it's starting to flake off already. There's the loofah inside. Now you don't have to, but you can bleach loofahs. Some people leave them unbleached, some people bleach them. I've done both. They're both fine. It's just a light bleach solution that you put it in. See, this one's not ready. Still not ready to make them white. So I have natural ones and ones that have been bleached. That's preference. Look at this. Out of control. Let me throw it back over. Oh, don't be mad at me, Mr. Bees. Let's see. still, I think those are the only two that are ready. Look at that one. So long. Let's see. Look at it. It's longer than my forearm. It's humongous. Smaller one growing. Got a big one down there. There's another one. It's brown. Stem's dying. It's light. It's very light. Nothing to it, just like the other ones. That one's got more water, but I'll just let it sit out longer. Brown like this is when you want to take them off. You can take them off earlier, but trust me, you don't want to. It's a nightmare to try to take the skins off these things when they're green. It's not worth it. All right, I'm just gonna put them on my, that one's got girth to it. Put it on my patio set, put it on a deck, whatever. Let it sit there for a full day. And tomorrow I'll come out and check them. Okay, I let it sit in the sun for a full day. You hear it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip the skin off. That one must have had more water in it than I realized. But these are ready. And I'm going to rip it apart. Alright. You hear it? What you're going to do is you're just going to push it like this. And you're going to start ripping it off. You're going to have the ribs like this, and you just pull. See? Trust me, this is so much easier than pulling them off green. It's a nightmare pulling them off green. So just keep ripping the skin off all the way down. Now you'll see the seeds fall out. See? I'm going to save these. I'm going to put them on a plate and let them dry. But they'll keep coming out. Now they can dry inside, it's not a big deal. And once you get these, all the skin off of it, let it sit in the sun for another day. If it's really wet inside, at least 2 days. Let it sit in the sun. Don't let it get rained on or anything. And then after 2 days, you have your loofahs ready. And then you can also, I mean, you can do it right now, but you can also shake out the rest of the seeds and save them for next year. So here's the seeds I got out of two loofahs. I'm sure there's more in there still. What they look like. Now you can see a little bit of damage and where mold was trying to grow in some spots. You can wash these. You can wash it once it's, I mean, fully dry, or you could probably do it now, but I wait till it's fully dry. It gets harder, and then you can wash it, or you can bleach them. Remember, you can bleach them. They don't have to stay looking like this. So I got those two. Those are good. This one just had a section that wasn't ready on the side, and I did peel it so it could sit in the sun and have a better time of, an easier time of drying out. It's just too wet, but that loofah will be fine. And I can bleach this one. It's got some damage on the side, but it's not a big deal. Here are some loofahs that I have from last year. You can see that this loofah is lighter than the rest. Okay, Each loofah comes out different. They don't come out the same shade. You can obviously tell. Now, this one has been bleached. Gives some difference, but not, I mean, it's not too much. But some people prefer the bleached loofahs. And then some people prefer the raw loofahs. And this is a raw loofah from last year. Now, last year, a lot of these were green when I ripped them off because I was out of time. But, and here it still has the seeds in it. And you can see on some of these, see that brown mark right there too. I dried these out in the oven on a low setting, and it was a nightmare. So it's better to let them ripen fully to where they're brown on the vine and they're crunchy, have their skin on the outside. And then to bleach loofahs, you just make a simple bleach solution. I think it's like 2 parts water, 1 part bleach. And then you let them soak for about 10 minutes. And then I take them out and I rinse them out really good, and they come out white. All right, guys, so that's simple, easy how to harvest a loofah if you grow them. If you haven't before, try them next year. They're great. I start them early because they do take a long time to get going. You'll just see leaves and leaves and leaves forever, and then you'll start seeing the loofahs, and they keep coming on like crazy. So, I mean, they are a long plant. I start them about a month and a half early in the house. And I know that seems excessive, but that's the only way I can get the loofahs to be done in time for winter. But if you haven't, go plant some loofahs. They're great. Remember, you can use them for personal use, like scrubbing your back in the shower, or people use this in soaps. And also you can cut these up in sections, and you can use them for scrubbing pots, pans, because once you wet them down, they get softer, but they still have a little bit of grit to them. So they're great for cleaning things. So if you haven't, plant them next year. But I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll see you next time.